Are you looking for an easy enough out-of-the-box solution for retro emulation gaming? Are you of the mindset, yeah, I get it. It's basically like a Raspberry Pi with some engine on it, but you don't feel like doing all the work to make it work and willing to pay for it all to be done for you? Are you okay with it being just a little bit more complicated than buying one of the brand name classic systems that only have games for that specific console? Are you ready to be overwhelmed with over 40,000 game titles? Well, the Super Console X is the experience I had hoped to get when I crowdsourced the Retro Engine Sigma and then finally got it years later and didn't even like it. And while it's not a perfect experience, it's a good enough experience. If this is your first emulation machine, you'll probably be impressed. But if you've been emulating for decades, you might not be as impressed and you'll find many flaws. I bought it to have something to travel with. It's small, compact, travelable, and when you're with a group of people who are gamers, it's a neat option to have since nobody really wants to travel with a large current generation console in their bag. So it gives and plus it gives you guys a chance to relive some of the childhood, show off your skills of yesteryear. Some games don't really work that well. Some don't work correct, but the majority of them do. And that's to be expected with any emulation system that boasts over 40,000 games. How could one system possibly play all 40,000 games perfectly? It's just not going to happen, although you can adjust and tweak a lot of the settings. I'm not sure, but I think some of the games that were missing that were prominent on the classic officially released systems, but if you find that, just download the ROM and it's easy to just plug it into your USB port and copy the file over. Now, if you're looking for the best emulation experience in the world, you got to do it on your PC with something custom built that you designed. But for the size of this, the specs, and the price, this is a great purchase. Could you build it for less? Sure. But think about how much time you're saving by having someone else build it. And think of the time it would take to collect all of the games. 40,000 plus. So all of the old consoles are on there. And it gets all the way up to about Dreamcast, PS1. But just so you know, the entire Dreamcast collection is not on here. So I would say expect to get up to PS1 and nothing further than that. So, no PS2, no Wii, no GameCube, or original Xbox. But pretty much everything before that generation is on this small, tiny little machine. To give you an idea of what doesn't work right, one of my favorite games, Renegade on the MAME emulator, it plays a little slow. I'm sure I could tweak the settings, but I just play it on the PS4 if I want to. This isn't the perfect experience, but to have basically the entire history of console gaming up until the PS1 generation all packed into a tiny box, all configured for you, it's not that bad of a purchase. If you're looking for the ultimate in retro emulation gaming, you're probably best off building it yourself. But this is an above average system. It's not perfect, but it's better than some of the other ones out there. It's good enough. I give it a B+. If I were you, if you were thinking about getting it, I'd suggest getting the highest upgraded edition so you won't wonder what if. And it's not that much more money. And you'll have room to grow. So if you want to purchase one, I have a link in the description. Thank you for watching Technuba.